Recently, my days have looked a little bit like this. I scrolled, I save, I take screenshots, I add things to playlists, and then I move on to the next thing. I was a digital hoarder, and I genuinely couldn't tell you what half of it was. I was collecting inspiration like it's a hobby, and that hit me one day. I read somewhere that who we are is built when nobody's watching us. It's what we do alone that shapes us. And that got me thinking, what was I doing alone? Every single minute of my life that could have been peace or growth or learning was just being spent on cheap entertainment. And then noise, the burden of overflowing notes, the inspirations that I saved, but I never got inspired from them. And I remember myself thinking, what achievements do I have to say that I created this or I did this? I couldn't think of any. This realization, it just unlocked this whole thing for me. So I decided that I needed to think differently. Just get off my phone for starters. Stop consuming and saving more and more. Just stop creating more lists. And the first thing, I wanted to start writing things down somewhere real so I can actually think of applying them. And the plan was never to go all Dear Diary, but all I wanted was somewhere real to store everything that I'm learning or everything that I'm planning, and just to be able to revisit it whenever I wanted. Sounds simple, right? But at this point, I had my iPhone Notes app full of notes. So I thought, okay, digital is not working, so let's go physical. And then I just started grabbing anything that I would find around the house. You know, my kids' leftover notebooks from school with half the pages left. I actually had cut up one of my daughter's scrapbooks, and I made these notepads out of it. And I made one for like gratitude journaling, one for just overall thoughts, and then one for AI, which is where I would write everything that I was learning about AI and all the various different tools. But this gratitude journal, this is actually how I started writing. Heard somebody talk about it, so I thought, okay, I will try this. And before I knew it, I had this all different types of notebooks or notepads, all meant for same or similar things, but just scattered all over the place. I'll show you. This is what it looked like at scale. I could not keep track of this system, and just my 10 notepads, they became what my iPhone's note app was. Same behavior, same messy chaos, just on paper this time. But this was even worse because I couldn't search for things anymore. And by these standards, I was failing at journaling, which I did not even think was a thing that you could do. But then this Mother's Day, my kids actually, they thought about it, and then they got me these little diaries, and they drew out a system for me. And I remember the morning when I got them, just thinking, okay, this is perfect. This is the reset that I wanted. And now that I've gotten this chance, I'm going to do this right this time. It took more than a year of false starts to be able to get where I am right now. Let me show you what it looks like. This first one here is the one that I'm using for writing everything that I learn. You know, if I'm reading a book and then there are things in that book that interest me or that are like an unlock moment for me or some new learning for me or a feeling that has been now put into words, I write them down. All of these lines, they have come out of some or the other book or a video that I watched or a course that I did. And this method of reading I've seen has really helped me learn a lot more and get a lot more out of the books. Next one I have is this little blue notebook. I'm using it for my original thoughts and ideas, anything original that I think, anything that just while cleaning or while driving just pops into my mind. Those are the kinds of things that I write down in this notebook. And the very first page here is I've written my 4 pillars of life and what I do to make sure that, you know, my 4 pillars are strong and that I'm constantly working on them. This has become the guiding principle for everything that I do. And then comes the big blue diary, which is more my working notebook. This is where all the scribbling happens and a lot of notes and what I'm doing right now, what is the plan. For example, this video here started on a page as well, and I just basically write down all the thoughts that I have. When you do start using somewhere real, a paper, a medium, to start processing your thoughts, your brain starts to get empty of them, because our brain is actually not meant to do all that storing. We try to store a lot in our brain, but our brain is meant to process things and move move on to the next topic. And then comes this little spiral that my kids got me, which was actually meant for my day-to-day. I haven't started this one yet because I already have this one on the go. And this little one, this just basically goes with me everywhere I go. Every page of it has scribbled crosses. On any given day, I would just write down whatever I'm supposed to do. As and when I keep doing these things, I just keep striking them off. I know what's written down in this is gonna get done. And none of these are fancy, by the way. You have seen them. They are all just like Target, Kmart, $5, $6, just a tool to empty my mind. And I noticed something else as well. I noticed that I've started reaching out to my phone less and less ever since I started this system of writing. So whenever I have these diaries with me, I know that it's either work mode or learning mode or creativity mode for me. And the need for reaching out to my phone, it just doesn't feel as tempting anymore. Now, journaling isn't just for people who do morning routines or who are super productive or super busy or just feel the need to process every emotion. Journaling is actually for everybody. It is where your original thinking lives. Every video, every idea, every plan I make, everything that I do for my job as well, it all starts somewhere on a paper. Now, of course, you don't need to have 3 diaries. I just use them to keep my work and my creative side separate. However, you may need just one to write down your thoughts, your feelings, your ideas, maybe even just your to-do lists. Some days you may write just a word, some days nothing, and some days you may be 4 pages down like me. And I'm not saying to throw your phone away. The inspiration that you get from what you consume is real. All I'm saying is to process that information, think about it, understand how do you make something original out of it. Your thoughts deserve somewhere to land, and paper is exactly that. I'll see you in the next one.